Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the tarot cards for the full moon in Cancer, which is coming in on the 14th of January Australian time. The moon will be conjunct Mars in Cancer, and opposite the moon will be the sun in Capricorn. So it's an interesting situation tarot-wise, with some themes around establishment, protection, value, and higher guidance. Before we jump in and look at the cards for this month's full moon, I just need to acknowledge that it's been a while since I've made one of these videos. There's been quite a lot going on in life for me, and to be honest, I really haven't felt a strong drive to create these videos. But I'm glad to be here doing one today, so I really hope you enjoy. The first card we'll look at today is for the sun in the last decan of Capricorn, and the card is the Four of Discs. So looking at the card, we see a mosaic-like pattern. There is a checkered floor, and on top of that floor is either a rug or a tiled mosaic pattern. And within the pattern, we have some symbology. We see four symbols that make up the Kabbalistic creation formula: Yod, He, Vau, He, or fire, water, air, and earth. And the symbols are presented in a very harmonious, balanced pattern. We have a combination of square and circle geometry. The square is an incredibly robust and stable geometry and reinforces the fourness of the Four of Discs. And the discs are the circle, or the eternal, the connection with the divine. Now remember that discs are the element of earth, the tactile, the physical, the material. And presented here in this card, they very much are that. It's as if the discs are etched into a hard surface with the checkered pattern in the background, really giving us the sense that we are looking down upon a solid foundation. It's a foundation that we can stand firmly upon. And this is really the theme of this card, the idea of establishment. The establishment of a robust structure, of a foundation that we can depend upon. Now, all of the fours live in the fourth Sephirah in the Tree of Life. Remember that the Tree of Life is a structure that depicts 10 Sephirah, or emanations, or centers of expression for creativity. And the fours live at Hesed, which translates to mercy or generosity or loving kindness. Hesed is an expression of stability. It is an expression of support and also affirmation. The card for the moon in Cancer is the Four of Cups. This card also lives at Hesed, so the themes of generosity, kindness, and mercy here. In the card, we see four cups, which are arranged in a vertical orientation. It's as though they are like a spinal column of some kind, each cup being a vertebrae. There's a flow of water from the top to the bottom of the cups that seems to create almost like an auric field around the cups. And just outside the watery field, there is an abundance of plant life. In fact, there are 10 plants exactly, which is a reference to Malkuth, the 10th Sephirah, an expression of manifestation. In some tarot traditions, the Four of Cups tends to be somewhat of a melancholic card. A common interpretation of this card is around the need to turn inside, to turn inward, and discover what we really need and want out of a situation. But in the Tower of the Sephira, this is more of a celebratory card. This is more of an acknowledgement of what we do have. It is a very affirmative energy, in line with the Sephira of Hesed. So for me, the invitation here is to simply notice where I do feel fulfilled in my life. Whereabouts are my cups full and overflowing? The final card we'll look at today is the 7th Major Arcana key, the Chariot. Now remember that Major Arcana cards represent evolutionary states, whereas Minor Arcana cards, like the Four of Cups and the Four of Discs, are more like molecules inside of a chemistry. There's a lot to take in looking at the Chariot card, and the first thing I notice is the vibrant red of the chariot wheels. We also see this red in a circle at the bottom of the card, which represents Gervera, the 5th Sephira. This card makes a link between Gervera and Bina, the 2nd Sephira, but we'll come back to them soon. The chariot is driven by a man who is heavily adorned in armor. He is in the safe embrace of a beautiful matriarchal figure who is gently holding him and the chariot from behind. A number of vertical lines connect the chariot to the heavens above, which are depicted behind the maternal figure, and the chariot appears to be moving forwards, safely and comfortably. At the front of the chariot is a powerful shield, and there are 2 sphinxes with crab's claws, I think a reference to Cancer here. They seem to be guiding or ushering the chariot forward through very turbulent waters. However, between the sphinxes and the maternal figure who is holding and containing the chariot, it's quite clear that this vehicle will clearly reach its destination with ease and safety. So the imagery here depicts the story of the advancement of our will, of our vehicle for evolution, and our connection with higher guidance. There's a link between inner and outer energies. The pathway that the chariot represents links Gervera to Bina. And in some ways, we can really see this balance of inner and outer energies between these 2 Sephira. Let's begin with Gervera, which translates to severity of judgment. In this Sephira, we are really invited to use our discernment, to be critical, to be judgmental even. But this doesn't need to be a bad thing. In fact, this can be really helpful in coming to some understanding of a situation. It can also help us be discerning about where to apply our energy or our will. Gervera is ruled by Mars, so there's a strong forcefulness or directness to this energy. And so the chariot links us from Gervera to Bina. Bina translates to understanding and comes about through reflection. It is a very receptive energy that needs to consider, to listen, to receive, and gain some kind of clarity of understanding from that receptivity. And we see the harmony of these 2 energies in the card. The charioteer has a strong will. He has a desire to be somewhere, and he has a vehicle that will get him there. And at the same time, he is connected deeply with higher guidance, with receptivity and listening, through which he can access subtle information and guidance that will lead him safely to his destination. So my hope for all of us during this full moon is that we may see and acknowledge anything that we have attained and established in our life that feels solid and firm that we can stand on. That we may acknowledge fulfillment and where we are content. And that we can balance the expression of our will, our purpose and desire in life to move forward and evolve with a deep listening and reverence for union with our higher guidance, and that this connection may grant us safety and guidance as we drive towards our aims. That's my reading for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to coming back with another video for you soon. Bye for now.